All right, I want to go through this quickly, and I want to give you some food for thought. This is from The Verge, dated September 19th, 2019. Verizon 5G will launch in New York City on September 26th. Verizon's 5G millimeter wave network will face perhaps its biggest coverage test yet when it launches in parts of New York City on September 26th. Here's Verizon's website, and I want to show you this video real quick. Stay with me because there's a point to this.
Start spreading the news.
You'll want to be a part of this.
Verizon 5G is coming to New York City.
It's going live in New York Thursday, September 26th.
By the way, this is before the practice of social distancing. You got people on the streets, nobody wearing masks, no gloves, no PPE, nobody freaking out.
In parts of Uptown, Downtown, Midtown, Brooklyn, the Bronx, and Queens. It's not just 5G. It's 5G built right on the network more people rely on. But that's not all. We are going live at 11 a.m. Eastern to open our doors and show how Verizon uses our technology and our talent for good.
So they're excited about launching 5G in New York on September 26th for good. They're doing this for good.
Segments include Build, Riot, the Family Online Safety Institute, and much more.
I gotta say, I cannot wait to see you host with the most a little bit later.
Well, thank you very much. And you can catch the live stream on Build.
Okay, starting on September 26, 2019, remember that date, September 26, 2019, customers in parts of New York City will be able to access Verizon's 5G ultra-wideband network, and this is just 5G for Verizon, bringing the total number of U.S. cities with Verizon 5G mobility service to 11. 22 days later, Bill and Melinda Gates and the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security in partnership with the World Economic Forum put on Event 201 on October 18th, 2019, where they outline and detail a possible global pandemic. A couple months later, 219 CEOs from major corporations stepped down at the top, not the bottom, not the middle, the top of the stock market in an economy that looked like it was booming. Check this out from Business Insider. They say there were 219 in all. Several notable executives have stepped down or announced that they are stepping down in 2020. In fact, January 2020 set a record for the most CEO departures in the U.S. in 1 month. In the U.S. in 1 month. And I want you to take a look at this. This is from NBC News. Why have more than 1,300 CEOs left their posts in the past year? This is from 2019, but I want to focus in on this paragraph. Controversy or not, it's a pace not seen since 2002. The last big wave of CEO departures came in 2008 at the start of the financial crisis, according to the company's data. Andrew Challenger, the company's vice president, told NBC News, "You expect a high turnover during a recession period. To see more turnover during a period where companies are doing very well is surprising." And then what happened after they stepped down? Not 2 weeks after all these executives stepped down, the stock market caves in, loses 35% in value. They got out at the top of the graph. You think they knew something? To add insult to injury, you got ID 2020. This is id2020.org, but I want to direct your attention to some of the sponsors, one of which is the Rockefeller Foundation. Since 1913, and we know the significance of that year, the year they brought the Federal Reserve International Banking Cartel online to take over the money supply of the United States, the Rockefeller Foundation has sought to improve the well-being of humanity around the world. What a joke. The Rockefeller Foundation provided ID 2020 with seed funding in 2017 and has been an ongoing supporter of ID 2020's work. So an ongoing supporter of ID 2020's the Rockefeller Foundation and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, which brings together public and private sectors with the shared goal of creating equal access to new and underused vaccines for children living in the world's poorest countries. They're heavily pushing mandatory vaccines under ID 2020 with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation under the auspices of Event 201, the global pandemic that was released and unleashed on the world in Wuhan, China. Curiously enough, 13 days after Event 201 was held on October 31st, that's Halloween, the branches of China's major telecom operators in central China's Hubei province announced the launch of commercial 5G applications in the province. Wuhan City, the capital of Hubei, was expected to have 10,000 5G base stations by the end of 2019. But it's probably just a coincidence that 2 months later, a strange virus appeared out of nowhere and reportedly began spreading to other recently installed 5G locations. And lest you be tempted to think the corporate oligarchs aren't interested in forcing vaccinations onto the unthinking masses, where people have to provide certified proof that they've been vaccinated or their travel will be heavily restricted, maybe you need to show everybody this little gem from Bill Gates during a recent social distancing approved TED Talk.
Eventually, what we'll have to have is certificates of who's a recovered person, who's a vaccinated person, because you don't want people moving around the world where you'll have some countries that won't have it under control. Sadly, you don't want to completely block off the ability for those people to go there and come back and move around.
But I wanted to show you the 5G network rollout from Verizon back on September 26th, because that's when they said they were going to launch it in New York. Here's the heat map from Johns Hopkins University that everybody's freaking out over. Look at this large concentration of people in New York who've been afflicted with COVID-19. Here's the heat map for Verizon's wireless technology. See all these bubbles indicate 5G network availability. Check this out. Of all the places in the country, 906. And over here, just south of Pennsylvania, 478. If you click on this, you can look at all the points where 5G is deployed in this area. Watch this. Okay, so scattered all around New York. If you look at the Johns Hopkins heat map, where New York City is, you got this high concentration where all the 5G networks are. And I've seen inconsistencies in this map, but this right here is pretty blaringly obvious. Watch, I'll pull out from this. We'll go to this Ookla 5G map. This is all 5G wireless, not just Verizon. Sorry, I think I said Verizon, but this is from Ookla. This is the Ookla heat map to show you where all the 5G wireless is. The high concentration right here in New York. Here's the high concentration of COVID-19. And I want to show you something kind of interesting. If you take a broad look at the United States right here and back off just a little bit and then overlay the maps, look at this. You've got a high concentration of 5G right here. High concentration of 5G right here. And look at this. Look at all these supposed COVID-19 cases that coincides with the 5G heat map. Down here where there's no 5G put in, very, very sparse. Right here just southwest of Sri Lanka, right in the middle of the Arabian Sea, you have this 5G points. Check that out. Maldives, confirmed 19, recovered 13, active 6. So where you have 5G, you have confirmed cases of coronavirus. I'm just going to leave that with you guys. There are inconsistencies in this map where if you blow it up, you can see that these high numbers of 5G points coincide with high numbers on the Johns Hopkins heat map. Look at this, 79, 187, 21. High concentration, high concentration, high concentration. New York, major high concentration. 906, 478, 94. You got 60 down here, 36, 51. High concentration, high concentration. That's a little iffy right there, but here's the Houston area. High concentration, 77. So where you have a high concentration of 5G, you have a high concentration corresponding with COVID-19. I'm just going to leave this in the description, guys. I'm going to leave the links to all the pages that I just visited so you can check this out for yourself. None of us is greater than all of us. If we put our heads together and combine our knowledge, maybe we can come up with what the heck is going on here and where do we actually go from here in this medical martial law state that we're living in right now. Please share this video with everybody you know, everywhere you can on social media, and I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. For the first time in my life, I'm going to the store and seeing empty shelves. It started with toilet paper, then disinfectants. Now I'm seeing empty egg shelves, and it's difficult to go on a day when they have chicken, beef, or even rice in stock. And if people were fighting over butt wipes, imagine what's going to happen when people start starving. Let's face it, panic is the natural reaction for people who are unprepared. If you are prepared, there's no need to panic. Panic breeds chaos, especially where groups are concerned. And if it's one thing we've learned, you never want to underestimate the power of stupid people in large crowds. Chance favors the prepared mind. So guys, if you don't have enough nutritious, storable food and you need to be more prepared in case things get worse, go to preparewithhighimpactflix.com and grab your 4-week emergency food supply. Because of the massive demand, they're shipping on a first-come, first-served basis. The orders can be delayed 8 to 12 weeks, but believe me guys, it's worth the wait. This food is nutritious, delicious. It's 2,000 calories per day for 30 days. There are 12 food varieties with up to a 25-year shelf life, and you'll save $100 by ordering today at preparewithhighimpactflix.com. And because of the high demand, there's a limit of 3 per household. Your link is in the description and in the pinned comment. Remember, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.